Next on Worcester News tonight, a new exhibit coming to the Ecoat Area, along with a new species. We'll have the details. Plus, an SUV slams into a multi-family home after losing control on slick roads. Now police are investigating. Thank you for joining us. I'm Catherine Andrioli. Tonight we're hearing from members of the LGBTQ community in Worcester after President Trump's administration removes all LGBTQ information from federal websites. The administration is coming under fire after removing content from federal websites referencing the LGBTQ community. The information was removed on January 9th. NBC News reports not much else has changed on the website, aside from the removal of content regarding LGBTQ. Some here in Worcester are concerned about Donald Trump's agenda regarding the LGBTQ community.
I've only been out for a couple of years now, and the fact that Obama made gay marriage legal and he wants to take everything back is not right. He's going against the Constitution. I think Obama was great, and I think Hillary would have been the better choice versus Trump, because Trump is going to bring us back to the beginning.
And the Ecoat Area may soon be home to mountain lions. The Zoning Board of Appeals approved a permit on Monday to convert the old polar bear habitat into a wildcat exhibit. You may remember the polar bear exhibit featured at the Ecoat Area for many years. Their last polar bear, Kenda, died in 2011, and the habitat has been empty since then. But today, the museum's president tells us they want to transform the area into a wildcat exhibit and make it an active space to focus on New England species rather than bringing another polar bear into the museum.
We remember very fondly Kenda, our polar bear, who lived here for many years. When she passed away, we kind of gave a long thought to what is our real goal with regards to the wildlife in our collection. We'll be working as part of a national program with USDA and others to make sure that we build the very best exhibit that we can. And when it comes to actually acquiring the animals, each year, particularly forest fires out west, often displace mountain lions, and so cubs are very often orphaned. And so it's likely that we may get an orphaned cub that can't be released back into the wild, and so it will live its life here at the Ecoat Area.
The museum says they are hoping to break ground with construction in May. They are also hoping to have the exhibit up and running by the spring of 2018. A wintry mix continues tonight for much of the area. Winter weather hitting Worcester throughout the day today, causing many school cancellations across the area. Here's a look outside our studio at some of the conditions tonight. Wet weather is expected to continue through the night, with the possibility of freezing rain falling into the early morning. We'll have more on the forecast coming up later in tonight's newscast. An SUV crashed into a Worcester home Monday night, causing major damage. Slippery road conditions may be to blame for the crash. Luckily, no one was hurt inside the home, but it was a close call. Our Brittany Schaefer spoke with the homeowner today and has the details.
The owner of this multifamily home on Eastern Ave says a mother and her 2 teenage sons are lucky to be alive after an SUV came crashing through their apartment Monday night.
The crazy part is the people were sitting on a couch about 3 feet from where her car went. So the fact that nobody got hurt is an absolute miracle.
One of the boys that was hit with something in the back.
Jamie Madera lives in the building and says the loud sound from the crash startled him. He says he was scared for his family's safety.
I hear the noise, like big boom, everybody running, and I call my wife to get out, so we get out from the apartment and for safe.
She hit the curb and their car kind of catapulted through the building and down the ditch.
Colonel Booth has owned the building on Eastern Ave for just 6 months. He says the SUV tore down a fence, the deck, and caused major damage to the building.
They actually broke a corner of the foundation. You see that big slab of cement right there. Yeah. So this was it looked a lot nicer, 24 hours ago.
It looks like it damaged the bottom plate of the main framing on the house. So In my opinion, yeah, they'll probably have to take it all down to the very bottom plate that runs across the concrete.
Booth says he's working with the city's building inspector. His goal is to get all 3 families living in the building back in their homes tonight.
Get the building structurally sound and boxed and boarded up so that they can get back in there.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
The nor'easter now moving out of our region did bring snow and ice to the Worcester area, causing slick roads and school cancellations. Ice was a major concern during this morning's commute, and there wasn't much relief during the day with chilly temperatures. Our Andy Madison has the details.
It's a typical response in Massachusetts this time of year.
Yes, I'm used to it.
Snow and ice coating streets and sidewalks, bringing out the plows and shovels Tuesday morning to clean up. Some school districts got a snow day from the weather. The ice kept other people off the roads.
Nobody was going anywhere today for work or anything with the road conditions, so we'll just pace ourselves and get it all done before dark. That's the idea.
Chilly temperatures didn't seem to let up thanks to strong winds, bearing down on those spending time outside in the cold.
Super windy, yeah, it actually kept me up for some time last night, and you hear the ice hitting the windows, and it was a little scary.
In the city, crews were busy clearing streets.
When I came out to put the trash out around like 7, it was already plowed. It was looking decent.
For some drivers, it took a little longer to get to work this morning, and there are more advisories tonight to keep an eye out for icing as the nor'easter moves out of the area.
I'd rather deal with a foot and a half of snow than any ice at all, if possible.
The latest batch of winter weather to hit the Worcester area. Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
And the wintry weather conditions meant no school for children here in Worcester. Alicia Palumbo takes a look at how some of them enjoyed the day off.
A sure sign of a snow day in Worcester are kids like these enjoying the city's steep sledding hills.
'Cause we go down the hill and sled.
It is pretty fun. I get to hang out with my family and friends.
And as much fun as sledding can be, it's what some of these kids are missing that has them even more psyched.
I would have had to do a test on the computer.
Dad Phil Spillane says even though conditions improved throughout the day, he understands why Worcester and several surrounding districts canceled school Tuesday.
Because the timing of it. When it's overnight and in the morning, it's tough because a lot of kids in Worcester walk.
Instead of walking to school, many kids were put to work shoveling.
It's backbreaking. Like, you have to shovel like inch by inch. Like, you can't just pick up like heavy, like it's so heavy.
Worse than going to school?
No, not at all.
Even the littlest ones helped out, like 2-year-old Curtis, who donned his superhero cape, boots, and shovel. Is that snow heavy? And it wasn't only the kids enjoying this snow day with an unusual outfit.
I'm glad I didn't look to see what the temperature was. I just put the bathing suit on and I went out.
You heard that right. Bobby Taylor put on a bathing suit to shovel, and she doesn't mind if the neighbors stare.
I said, you just have to add a little spice, to life.
And Taylor says she's retired military. She just likes to give herself a little challenge. As for these kids, they've made the most of their snow day. In Worcester, Alicia Palumbo, Worcester News Tonight.
It's the end of an era for longtime radio show host Hank Stoltz. Tuesday, he presided over his final morning show on WCRN. Stoltz says he was told Monday by WCRN's owner his show would be replaced with a simulcast of a Boston television's newscast. The longtime morning talk show host has worked in the radio business for more than 19 years in Worcester. He says the news of being let go came as a shock. Now he's looking forward to what his future endeavors may include.
I got to meet so many wonderful people doing the show in so many different fields, but particularly when it came to nonprofits and being able to help people in this area. I'd love to be able to hook up with one of them and be able to continue some of the good work that we did on the radio show. I think, we carried a lot of that work over to the community. I'd love to be able to keep doing that.
Stoltz is the host of the Hank Stoltz Experience on Charter TV3. He says he will continue surfing